ES Audio.
Hi, I'm Mark Blunden and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, could robot ghost ships become a common sight on the naval battlefields of the future? But first, a new study is warning that as global temperatures continue to rise, humankind is edging dangerously close to what it's described as the climate endgame. Research led by the University of Cambridge has raised concerns that global warming could trigger nuclear war, financial crisis, or an extinction-level pandemic even as soon as 2070. Scientists are urging swift action in four devastating areas they called the four horsemen of the climate endgame, and these are famine and malnutrition, extreme weather, conflict and disease. The team wants more action from international governments after modelling that average temperatures for 2 million people will be 29 degrees C by 2070, which comes after last month, which was England's driest July since 1935. Now, the Royal Navy has funded construction of an experimental warship to test autonomous combat systems on the water. The XV, or experimental vessel, is called the Patrick Blackett and was built from a converted Dutch supply ship. And the 42-metre, 270-tonne vessel can be adapted to specific trials or experiments such as testing drones, autonomous vessels and AI decision-making. Now, a study is suggesting that people who eat the highest amounts of ultra-processed foods, like canned drinks, fried chicken and chocolate, may have a higher risk of developing dementia than those who eat the lowest amounts. The study by Tianjin Medical University in China suggests that for every 10% increase in daily intake of ultra-processed foods, people had a 25% higher risk of dementia. But the research also found substituting just 10% of ultra-processed foods with unprocessed or minimally processed foods, such as fresh fruit, vegetables, milk and meat, was associated with a 19% lower risk of dementia. The research was undertaken using data from over 72,000 people from the UK Biobank study. Mammoth bones have been found at a 37,000-year-old site believed to be used for butchering meat in New Mexico. The find suggests that humans settled in North America 17,000 years earlier than previously thought. Scientists from the University of Texas at Austin extracted collagen from the bones and they carbon dated the age to between 36,250 and 38,900 years old. 3 feet high pile of bones features slaughter marks and fractures from blunt force impact, adding to evidence of people crossing the Bering Strait by land bridge around 20,000 years ago. Now, hardware firm Logitech G is reportedly working with Chinese digital giant Tencent Games to build a cloud gaming console. The device will also support Xbox Cloud Gaming and Nvidia's GeForce Now service, and developers are also liaising with Microsoft on the build. Logitech and Tencent have released a teaser for the console, which is due for launch this year, but interested parties can only sign up for news updates so far. It comes as the handheld device market hots up after the release of Valve's PC gaming Steam Deck on-the-go device. British supermarket chain Morrisons says it's the first to launch a line of carbon-neutral eggs in a bid to be directly supplied by zero-emission British farms by 2030.
Over the next year or so, we're going to be getting up to about 320,000 free-range hens, all producing millions of eggs that are going to be carbon-neutral.
That's Sophie Throop, head of agriculture at Morrisons. The hens laying these eggs are fed a soya-free diet, which includes insects fed on food waste from the firm's bakery, fruit and vegetable sites, and they get their sustenance via an insect mini-farm feed container.
The farm we're working with has got a big wind turbine and solar panels to generate electricity, as well as they're planting lots and lots of trees.
It's hoped that cutting out soya will help reduce dangerous emissions associated with clearing forests, grow crops in countries including Brazil, and prevent transport pollution from the shipping of the feed. Let's go to the ads. Stay there for more news from the world of tech and science, plus the latest on one man's mission to find his 8,000 Bitcoin buried somewhere in a Welsh landfill. Why not hit rate and follow in the meantime? Welcome back. South Koreans may soon be able to carry a device inside their own bodies with a custom tattoo that automatically alerts the owner to potential health problems. Researchers at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology have developed an electronic tattoo ink made of liquid metal and carbon nanotubes that functions as a bioelectrode. And when hooked up to an electrocardiogram, this ultimate wearable sends a readout of the patient's heart rate and other vital signs such as glucose levels, in theory to monitors installed anywhere. The ink is said to be non-invasive and made from particles based on gallium, which is a soft silvery metal also used in semiconductors or in thermometers. And finally, it's a story for the ages. The man who lost a hard drive containing many millions of pounds worth of Bitcoin, but it's gone, lost somewhere at a Welsh landfill. James Howells lost the hard drive nearly a decade ago while tidying up after mining the 8,000 tokens worth of Bitcoin. Now it's thought to be worth £150 million or $184 million. But Mr. Howells says the local council in Newport won't let him excavate at the local tip. While the local council says that digging at the tip is an eco-risk, the 37-year-old IT engineer is reportedly undaunted in the hunt for his coin and is drafting in an AI expert for the next phase of the search. You're up to date. Come back at 4 p.m. for the Leader podcast here in London, and we'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. See you then.